If you have ever caught yourself staring at a bank balance that is dropping faster than your energy on a Monday morning, you know the exact pit in your stomach that comes with a sudden financial emergency. The car makes a strange metallic grinding noise, a bill arrives that is $50 higher than expected, or you simply run out of groceries 3 days before payday. Your first instinct might be to look for a quick fix, and that is usually when an ad pops up offering fast cash with 3 glowing words: no credit check. Among the apps making rounds today, Credit Genie frequently enters the conversation. But what does no credit check actually mean when it comes to Credit Genie? Is it a financial lifesaver, a temporary patch, or a hidden trap? Let us break down how this app operates, what it really offers, the fears surrounding it, and how to navigate it without hurting your wallet. The core problem most people face when financial friction hits is accessibility. If your credit score is far from perfect, traditional financial institutions close their doors immediately. Banks demand credit checks because they use your credit score as a measurement of risk. If that score is low, or if you do not have a credit history at all, standard loans are off the table. This leaves a massive gap for cash advance and earned wage access apps to step in. Credit Genie targets this exact pain point by advertising cash advances without running a traditional hard credit check. To understand why this appeals to so many people, you have to look at the fear driving the search. The biggest fear isn't just running out of money, it is damaging your credit score even further. A traditional loan application triggers a hard inquiry, which can pull your score down by several points instantly. If you are already trying to rebuild your credit or protect what little score you have, applying for loans feels like playing with fire. The promise of no credit check removes that fear entirely. It feels safe. It feels like getting access to emergency funds with zero impact on your credit profile. However, the question everyone needs to ask is simple. If they aren't checking your credit score, how does Credit Genie decide to give you money? The reality is that no credit check does not mean no qualification process. Credit Genie is not a traditional loan provider. It is a financial technology app offering small cash advances, often referred to as cash boosts. Instead of pulling your credit report from major bureaus like Experian, TransUnion, or Equifax, Credit Genie connects directly to your primary checking account using secure bank linking software. Instead of reading your past borrowing history, the app analyzes your real-time cash flow. It scans your account for consistent direct deposits, recurring income patterns, average daily balances, and spending habits. If the system sees a steady stream of income arriving on a predictable schedule and enough balance to cover upcoming bills, its algorithms approve a small cash advance, usually ranging from small amounts up to a couple $100s. They aren't looking at whether you paid off a credit card 3 years ago. They are looking at whether your employer is paying you this Friday. This brings up another major misconception. Is Credit Genie a loan? Technically and legally, no. It is structured as an earned wage access or short-term cash advance platform. Because it is not a loan, there are typically no traditional annual percentage rates, APR, no formal interest rates, and no reporting to credit bureaus if you use the service. This sounds great on the surface, but it introduces a different set of trade-offs that every user must understand before pressing the request button. The primary risk with short-term cash advance apps is not high interest rates, but rather the cycle of dependency. When you take a cash advance of $100 to cover a bill this week, Credit Genie is designed to automatically deduct that $100 from your bank account the moment your next paycheck hits. If your budget is already tight, starting your next pay cycle down by $100 means you are instantly at a deficit. You might find yourself needing another advance just to make up for the money that was automatically deducted to pay for the first one. This creates a hamster wheel of borrowing where you are constantly spending next week's money today. Furthermore, while Credit Genie boasts no interest and no credit checks, users should be attentive to how these apps generate revenue. Most cash advance platforms operate on subscription models, fast transfer tips, or optional express delivery fees. An optional $5 express fee to get your cash in minutes instead of 3 business days might seem tiny, but if you calculate that fee as a percentage of a $50 advance borrowed for 5 days, the effective cost is dramatically high. These small friction costs add up quickly over time if relied upon routinely. So, What is the actionable takeaway if you are considering Credit Genie or currently using it? First, view Credit Genie strictly as a bridge of last resort, never as a regular source of income. If you need $50 to prevent an overdraft fee on a critical utility bill, taking a cash advance might make financial sense to avoid a $35 bank penalty. But if you are using it to fund non-essential spending, you are setting up a cycle that will continuously drain your future paychecks. Second, always opt for standard delivery speeds whenever possible. If you can wait 2 to 3 days for the funds to clear into your bank account, skip the optional express fees. Those extra few dollars saved stay directly in your pocket. Third, treat the repayment date like an unchangeable bill. Look at your upcoming pay cycle and manually budget for the automatic withdrawal. If you know $100 is coming out on Friday, adjust your spending immediately so that subtraction does not push your bank account into negative territory. Finally, focus on building an emergency buffer, even if it starts ridiculously small. The ultimate goal should be to fire every cash advance up on your phone. Setting aside just $10 or $20 a week into a separate savings account builds a real safety net that requires zero apps, zero eligibility algorithms, and zero automated paycheck deductions. Credit Genie offers a fast, accessible option when your credit history stands in the way, but real financial control comes from breaking the cycle of borrowing against tomorrow just to survive today.